Hey guys, this is Karthik from Caapid Simplified, and today we're going to speak about a topic that's pretty much top of our minds, not just dental students, but top of everybody's mind in the world right now: COVID-19. We're not here to rant about what's going wrong because we are facing a new normal and all of us are adapting. In fact, there is some fear that schools might now prefer people who are local, who do not have to travel from other countries, but these are all speculations. Nothing has come out in print, nothing is hot off the press. So rather than breathing in these speculations and rants, I think we can use our time to do something more productive. This video is on the positive side. We are here to speak about what we can do to make ourselves more productive and place ourselves as a better candidate when we go back to admissions or when schools open back the reconsideration of our applications in upcoming cycles. Number one, you can think of upskilling. Everybody knows this, but none of us do it. Go to dentacare.com or dentacare.ca, enlist for some courses, take them up. If there are upcoming dates, then mention them already in your resume so that people will know that you're going to take these courses eventually. You can mention the CE course's name in your capital application and say it's ongoing. There are more options for CE courses, but these are just a few. The second is a concept called time shifting. Have you heard of busy consultants, people like me, who may not be able to make a certain day in their life? Let's say they have a special anniversary or a birthday. Sometimes if there is a client call or there's an important meeting that comes in between, we are unable to attend to these personal, very cherishable moments. What we instead do is something called time shifting. We prepone or postpone our birthday and ask those nearby relatives to come and celebrate with us a different day. You must have been through this. If your birthday fell on a weekday, you wait till the weekend to celebrate with family, correct? Now think of that event in a much longer perspective. Think that the productive time you would have invested right before you got a bench test or right before an interview, right before the application deadline, think that has come right now. Assume that you've already got your UCSF or your Buffalo interview and prepare as if this is the time the deadline actually is out there. So don't think you have an extensive amount of time, but shift your time and think this is a preparation moment. If you can shift it in your mind, you're going to do a lot better. Time shifting works miracles in a busy person's life. Next one, very simple. We all know this. Yes, when there is adversity, you can volunteer. You can, give a lending hand and not just, serve a sense of gratitude that you have to society and serve people, but also make a good impression with an admissions committee because they really value community service. But then your question is, how do I do community service when I'm quarantined? There are a couple of options. If you go register yourself on volunteermatch.com, they've recently been sending mails to all their subscribers about e-proctoring or e-service opportunities where you are helping somebody monitor somebody else through a video camera in some way. Let's say baby care, daycare, let's say something else, to tutoring students who cannot have reached to the teachers and so on and so forth. So there are these opportunities which have become more innovative in using technology and actually still getting the care that they need, the service that they need. It's up to you as a volunteer to plug onto these platforms and make that happen. Another good option is to call up your local COVID-19 practice area and ask them what kind of help that they need. We know our friends in UAE have been able to successfully do this. Because you're from the healthcare industry, they would definitely value your service and commitment more than anybody else's. So without physically being there, without being panicked about what kind of care you'll have to take, there are several opportunities that you can seize, use, and definitely give back to society. Another important thing is number 4, bench practice. The world goes crazy, but we have this one bench we can work with, and there's a lot of things that we can do. So what exactly can we do? Watch Caapid Simplified's YouTube video where we explain how to set up a bench right at your home. And using the components that we have explained in the video, you can procure them. If Amazon is not available, then go for more hyper-local options like LetGo or Quicker or something equivalent in your country that you can buy from peer to peer. It's pretty easy. Go get your compressor and so on, and hand tools and start practicing at home. This is probably the best opportunity for you to do it, and uh, nosy neighbors might become more compliant with you practicing because they don't have a choice but to put up with the sound, if that has ever been a barrier. If you think that you cannot procure teeth, we know a couple of students who've written to schools who cannot now give those teeth and sell those teeth to students and have them train at school. So you can instead just write to them and have them ship it to you as a mail to home option. So like, let's say you could write to Tufts or BU, and we know students have done that, to get teeth to start practicing on them. So the option exists, go exploit it. Number 5 is building your application. I'm not going to go a long time on this, but this is probably the best time for you to think through your story, your SOP, your LOR, your supplemental answers, and bring an element of COVID-19 into it. This is a meditation phase for most of us. We're rethinking how the world works, how we are going to operate, and what's going to happen lies ahead of us. This is a theme that every admissions committee can definitely resonate with, and they would value your original thought or original opinion on how you have gone through this phase. So try to think through what COVID-19 has meant for you as a dentist and your career options and choices, and write about that in these different mediums. Number 6 is working on your review papers. This is probably the most postponed item in a dentist's life. We have these research papers we've always wanted to publish. We've been waiting and waiting for so long, but this is probably the golden opportunity to do that. And a natural follow-on is conferences. Interestingly, a good number of conferences around the world, even the ones pushed out far into the end of the year, have been losing their delegates, have been losing their participants. And what happens is there is more demand and less supply. That means, as for you as an international dentist coming to the US and trying to apply for these conferences, you are not just going to get an easy opportunity to start presenting at these conferences, but you're also going to get an opportunity to get extremely low barrier to entry, meaning a good scholarship or a big discount on the entry price, simply because you're going to cater to that supply. There's a scarcity here. Another very interesting thing is a lot of conferences in the US, and this is surprising, are shifting from being 100% offline to 100% online. So they're looking at new and innovative ways to host their entire conference virtually, with delegates sitting across the world, because they don't want to lose that momentum of what they've been doing. They've been putting months and months of training, or at least a week of training into this. So the conferences will shift, and they will continue to shift, and that will become the new normal. As the number of delegates keep going down, you can now seize those gaps and start presenting. So if you've done this paper back in your days in BDS, this is probably the time to like refine it on something like canva.com and present it at a conference, apply to them. As soon as you get selected to a conference to present, I got one from Japan today. You can put that in your resume saying, this is a prospective conference I plan to attend, circumstances withholding. So seize your opportunities, a very, very good one. Number 8 is TOEFL. And there are so many things in TOEFL. Let's specifically look at speaking. Why speaking? Everybody has multiple strategies to target speaking, and you obviously think the easiest way to do it is by taking a partner, speaking to them over and over again, especially a partner who can speak English better than you. One technique that's worked for me and Noura is not choosing a real partner, but a virtual partner. And I'm not talking about that English-speaking friend who's speaking with you across in Zoom. I'm talking about newscasters. If you can open like a CNN, listen to the news for like 15 seconds, pause, and then repeat what they said in the same accent, you're going to improve your TOEFL speaking skills leaps and bounds. I was a native vernacular speaker, and I improved my English completely only by watching CNN IBN, which is a TV news channel back in my country. You can do the same thing too. It works miracles, and this can be again your opportunity to replace those memes you've been getting in Botim or WhatsApp, and instead switch over to watching news in 15-second intervals and improving your speaking skills. Another key aspect, point number 9, that people miss is contacting schools. Schools, we fear are going to block us from getting into them because of whatever is going on with COVID-19. Yes, schools do not want a lot more admin headache. So then they are probably going to relax deadlines. They're probably going to relax whatever rules they had earlier, just to make sure that you don't spam them with multiple emails and they have to reply to each one of them, which is a huge administrative burden they'll be taking on themselves when they're not in a campus being more productive. What you can instead do is reach out to these schools for a couple of things. This is the time of leniency, this is the time of thinking. You can exploit that before hard and fast rules come. You can write to them about your LOR being stuck in a home country and you coming up with a revision that's not on the letterhead. You can tell them about your TOEFL score, which is about expire, but you're not able to take it because of a certain reason. You can write to them these genuine reasons, and you can say about an upcoming, like a CE program or conference which you're yet to attend but is currently on the cards. You can build your profile without unnecessarily burning them on an administrative level by reasonably informing them or reasonably asking them these requests. If it's reasonable to you, it's reasonable to them, and this is the time that they would go the extra step to honor your requests. So put it to good use. Number 10 and the final one is, especially for students who are who applied to CU and are awaiting their interviews, hone your skills on Zoom. There's a video that's coming up for those people who attended our webinar. We're going to put that on YouTube, so watch our video. Go read Caapid Simplified's interview compendium article. It's under the admission tabs section. It has all the possible questions you could get for an interview. Start practicing with that as a reference. If it helps, you can maybe print out that page and use it. If you don't have a printer at home, just keep opening the browser. It's going to be free, and go through all the questions. We are here if you need help with answers. And the final thing is bench practice. We heard from the webinar, Dr. Joey speaking that at CU, the bench is everything. It's the key to making it inside. So hone your bench skills while you're at home, while you're on bench, and while your family is trying for a way to figure out how to get more productive. You can actually lead the way and show them why international dentists matter. Thank you guys, and see you again.